All right. Shalom. First and foremost, like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Want to give double honors to the apostles of great mercy and truth. Well, salutations to the men of the hopeful and sincere elect. This is Makaza from ClothedInDoctrine&Truth. Just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. And this video is about, not coming up short. All right. As I saw the brother, I'm a one. All right. From ClothedInDoctrine&Truth, he did a video. If you start the work, finish it. All right. But he said, one thing he said you also have to work on yourself. And working on yourself is, the scripture said to examine yourself. Has thou faith, have it to thyself first before Yahweh. So you have to scope your own self. As the scripture said, know ye not your own self before the day of judgment come. All right. Before you look to judge others, you judge yourself first. All right. And the scripture said, understand first and then rebuke. This is Ecclesiastes 1:15. It says, that which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. All right. And this old song, or when the saints go marching in, I would love to be a part of that number. Yeah, you want to be a part of that number. But if you're wanting, you wouldn't be numbered. If you're lacking, you wouldn't be part of the elect. All right. Because the scriptures talk about being complete. All right. Wanting nothing. So you have to be complete in this truth. All right. When I say complete, those old spirits, you have to fight to get those old spirits off of you. Those old worldly spirits. All right. And strive for the truth. All right. Strive for the truth. I mean, we in this flesh, we're gonna go off from time to time, but then your goal have to be to perfect righteousness, to perfect holiness. You have to put the work in, to enter into them chambers. You have to do the work of an evangelist, and you also have to work on yourself. All right? Because if you're wanting, if the Lord find that you come up short, you wouldn't be numbered. The scripture said he sent, his servants out to work. And he said, occupy till I come. So then if you come up short with the Lord's change, the Lord will say, basically, like, where's money? All right? For like the men who not wanting to go out and do the works, not doing videos, guess what? You coming up short. You coming up short with the Lord money. All right? And you can't come up short with the Lord money. Speaking about doing the works of an evangelist and also working on yourself. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 verse 20. It says, before judgment, examine thyself. And that is what we're supposed to be doing right now. Examining ourselves to make sure that we're still in the faith. The things that we're doing that we know we're not supposed to do, lock them off. The scripture says, cast off all works of darkness. All right? It says, and in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. So if you examine yourself and you compare your lifestyle with this righteousness of the scriptures, and you do those things, as the scripture says, you shall never fall. So you're going to have mercy in the day of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai going to deliver you. All right? The Lord will deliver you. Because why? You're striving for the truth. You're striving for holiness. You're striving for righteousness. You're going to fall. But guess what? The good thing about falling is that the Lord gave us grace to get back up. And to keep on moving. All right? And that is by examining yourself. You say, nah, you know what? I shouldn't do this, You're checking yourself to make sure, am I doing the right thing? All right, let me ask another brother, am I doing the right thing? What I should do? That is examining yourself. That is trying to make yourself better. Like, you're sitting in a car, but you're being attentive to the noise that the car making. If it's making a squeak, if it's making a wobble, you listen for these things because it starts off, so like a light sound, but then it gets worse. When it gets worse, that is when more parts might be affected. So the small squeak might be one part and just a cheap change. All right? But when it gets loud, more parts might be affected. All right? The ends might affect the ball joints, the shocks, the shock mounts, the springs, all these sorts of things. So it's the same thing with yourself. You look for, the small things before they grow into large things, and you change them. You get rid of those that get rid of that leaven. All right, you get rid of that leaven before it grows into a big problem, hard and more expensive to to renew. All right? Because you don't want to come up short. You're not coming up short with the Lord's work, and you're not coming up short in yourself. Do the works. Do the works fervently. Go out. When you go out and do the Lord's work, don't go out and do the Lord's work like, I just work at 9 to 5, I'm tired as hell, so, I really can't stay out here till now. When you go out and do the Lord's work, do the works like you didn't do nothing for the day. Like you just woke up and you come out to do the works. Do the works like you just came out fresh. All right? That's how you're supposed to, that's the mindset you're supposed to have when you're doing the works. With all zeal. When you're doing the videos, hey, put some spirit into the videos. Don't be reading like, this guy from the Visine advertisement, for dry, red eyes. Nah, put some life into it. The scripture said you are lively stones. We doing these things and we representing Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So you really don't want to do nothing to come up short. You don't want to do nothing to displease the master, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So you're examining yourself, and you're also checking to see if you're doing the work to your full ability. It's like filling a quota. It's like you have a quota, and you have to fill your quota each day, each week, each month, each year. Make sure you fill your quota. All right, just like in slavery, we had a quota of cotton to fill. Hey, make sure that when it comes to the Lord's work, we fill our quota. And nothing is wrong with going over your quota. Just don't go underneath it. All right. This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "Talk no more exceedingly proud. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed." So don't get complacent in the truth and saying, hey, I do 3 videos today. Today's only Monday, and I had the rest of the week, so I already full my quota. Guess what? It come like you quenching the spirit. Because if the Most High put in your spirit to do more videos for the week, where do you say you're not doing any because you already full your quota? Nah, the spirit working on you to do a certain amount of videos. So if the Lord Spirit upon you, if the Spirit of the Lord upon you heavy to do 20 videos for the week, hey, do the 20 videos. Don't do 3 just because the apostles required 3. Is what the Spirit requires. All right. If the Spirit requires more than the quota, hey, put in more than the quota. We are all unprofitable servants. All right. So don't do this. Don't do this work like you're doing it for the show of men. Because the scripture said, "Talk no more exceedingly proud." Do it because the Spirit put the will upon you to do it. All right. If the Spirit put the will upon you to do 3, do your 3. The Spirit put the will upon you to do 20, do the 20. But do it with all humbleness of mind. All right. As the scripture said, where Paul said, not that I have already attained. All right, because we just part of the hopeful elect. We're not sure if we part of the elect. So don't speak proud and say, hey, guess what? I going on the chariots, I'm gonna be in the kingdom. And you don't talking to other people. The scripture said, condescend thyself one to another. So you're bringing yourself to men of low estate. So don't be proud. Because pride is a killer. Pride goes before fall. Pride is when man heart departed from the Most High. So don't get proud in this thing. Be humble. Because when you're humble, you actually get to see faults even better. When you're proud, it's like when you're humble, your head down. All right? When you're humble, your head down so you can look around at your garment to see if it have any spots to clean it off. But when you're proud, your head up in the air, so you're taking no heed to yourself. You're taking no heed to yourself. So don't be proud in this truth. The scripture said, by the Most High actions are weighed. All right? So if you feel satisfied within your spirit with the work that you do, all right, hey, then that is on you. But if you're doing mediocre and you're feeling satisfied, then you need to check yourself. All right? But the Most High put in your spirit to know, all right, you know what? I'm feeling satisfied. I'm feeling like if you're studying, I'm feeling full. I learned a lot today, so I'm feeling full. But if you just read 1 chapter for the day, all right, I did some reading. What did you really learn? Are you satisfied with the reading that you did? Are you satisfied with what you learned? The scripture said, know ye not your own self? That which is wanting shall not be numbered. What about if the Spirit was putting it inside your spirit to learn something, to teach something, and you only read a short, a 5 minute did a 5 minute reading? Then you coming up short because you're not, as David said, my cup runneth over. Your cup not running over because basically you dealing with mediocre, and by dealing mediocre, you will come up short. You will come up short dealing mediocre. You have to be zealous for this truth. All right? You have to be zealous for the truth. Don't ever get comfortable. Don't ever say, you know, I've done enough. This is Revelation chapter 3 verse 17. It says, because thou sayest, I am rich, I am increased with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. And how we don't know it? Because of pride. Because you thinking, yeah, I'm good. I done my 3 videos, I read 2 chapters, and you know I'm all good. You can never do enough in this truth. You can never do enough. The Spirit could be, the Most High could place hand upon you to do, you know, great things, but because you're dealing mediocre, you're not getting to fulfill the whole will of the Most High. All right? You're not being able to fulfill the whole will of the Most High, and you it's like you taking the candlestick and put it under the bed. This is what you're doing. You're taking the candlestick and put it under the bed by doing mediocre. And by doing mediocre, you're gonna come up short. You're not gonna fill your true quota, because the true quota is the quota of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The apostles require something from us, but then guess what? The Most High also requires something from us. The scripture said, by him actions are weighed. All right? By the Most High actions are weighed. So if you're feeling that the Spirit upon you to do more, hey, do more. Don't just say, nah, I will do that because the apostles only asked for this amount. Nah, the Spirit requires that from you. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai require that from you. So if the Lord require more, you do more. All right? Don't be proud in this truth. Speak no more exceedingly proud, saying that, you know, I'm good. I did my 3 videos, you know, I came out and do the works. That is all good. Because guess what? It goes more than the works. It also goes working on yourself. The scripture said that everyone purified himself as he is pure. First John 3:3. All right? So you're going to scope your own ways and to make sure that you do the things that are right, that you're not doing the things that the Most High will frown on, that you're not doing any works of darkness, because you don't want to come up short. All right? You don't want to come up short. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai his way, and you don't want to come up short. All right? This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, let us therefore fear, lest a promise be left of us enter into his rest, any of you should seem to come up short of it. So you had a fear. You had a fear is like, you do your 3 videos and it have like 4 more days in the week. It's like, well, you know, the Spirit told me to do this video. Hey, let me go and do this video. Let me go and push. Let me go and do some studies. You know, oh shit, you know, I now remember that my brother had out with me. Let me go and reconcile with my brother. You know, let me do the things that the Lord, that the scripture said that, you know, you're supposed to do. If something heavy on your spirit and you know that, you know, what you're doing is wrong, hey, go and correct it. All right? Because you had a fear. You had to walk in fear before you have Hashem Yahushai. All right? You had to walk in fear before the Most High. So you had to work on yourself. All right? Don't get too laid back in this truth. Because guess what? Laid back is a demon. All right? That demon will come upon you and make you believe that you're good. Going back to Revelation 3:17, that demon will make you believe that you're good, that you're set, that you're already on your way to the chariots, and then boom, when Yahushai come and get left behind. That demon deceived you. All right, so let us therefore fear, lest a promise of us entering into his rest, any of you should come up short of it. So you don't want to come up short. You don't want to come up short. So labor. All right, labor with the works, labor on working on yourself. All right, and this is the final precept here. It This is 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10. It says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. So if you do these things, you shall never fall. So just be zealous with the works of the Lord. All right? Be zealous and not to come up short. And with that, I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honor to the apostles of great mercy and truth. Well, salutations to the men of the whole land, saints elect. These Maccas are saying Shalom.